generate more cash calls. Use Google Ads to show up at the top of any search. OMG Crush. Paid search done smart.
Recovery Roundup. Brought to you by OMG Tow Marketing.
Hi, I'm Emily Oz for Tow Industry Week. On this edition, we have a whale of a story, straight from the mouth of an Alaskan towman. Just when you thought you've seen it all in the towing industry, then you see this. Webb's Towing and Recovery out of Anchorage, Alaska, helping biologists tow a dead whale off the beach and away to a research facility. The whale was last seen alive in the bay, but for reasons unclear at this point, the animal didn't make it back out to bigger seas and died close to shore. And now meet Nick Webb, who can tell you all about the towman's whale tale in his own words, the day we caught up with him in Las Vegas at American Towman Showplace.
It was quite odd to get a call about a whale. I didn't expect to get that one. We got a phone call from a local biologist because they had talked to a crane company, but the crane said that because it was 200 feet away off the beach, that they would need a gigantic crane to reach out 200 feet to pick up this whale that my equipment might be better suited for them. So they asked us if we could help out with this, and we told them, yeah, we can go help out with that. So we went the next day at low tide.
Webb drove his 60-ton rotator to the scene, a Century 1060S on a Peterbilt.
Well, it was kind of all a guessing game. They guesstimated that the whale was about 3 years old, which is a juvenile in whale terms, I guess. It was 30 feet long, and they figured it was anywhere from 20 to 25,000 pounds, where a full-grown whale is like 40-some feet long and 66,000 pounds. So it was about halfway from a full size where they can be, but it was really just a guess on what it was. They wanted us to relocate the whale from where it was on the beach to a more manageable place where the local natives could harvest it and do what they needed to do with it, and so nothing would go to waste. The local biologists and stuff, they wanted the whale head so that it could be shipped off to be scanned and researched to see, one, like why did it beach itself twice before it passed away? Was it sick? One of the things they wanted to figure out was how it hears. So everyone was super excited about it. It was above my head, but they were all excited about it. But they wanted the head for research. It was going to go, once we got it up on the beach and onto a trailer, it was going to go to a local fish processing plant to be frozen, and then it was getting on the barge to be shipped down to California.
Webb describes the challenges of such a task.
One, the smell, because it had already been sitting there for 2 days. So the smell wasn't great. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. And then just, where can I hook onto a whale? I mean, I know where to hook onto tractor trailers and stuff like that, but so one was the tail, obvious choice. Hooked one line to the tail, and then I ended up having them cut a hole in the lower part of the jaw so I could wrap around some bone. Just trying to find strong parts that wasn't going to mess with their research stuff, but yet still strong enough where it was still going to come up the hill. By the time I got there, they'd worked all day the day before to try and get the head separated from the body. They got about halfway through, and they kind of needed the whale to roll or stretch out and be in a little different spot. So once I started relocating it up the hill, and it was kind of stretching apart a little bit, then they could finish cutting it, and it cut pretty easy. They just used big fillet knives basically and cut the rest of it. And then once it was separated, then I relocated the body up the beach a little more, and then I brought the head up the rest of the way to the parking lot where we were sitting. Yeah, it was a privilege to be a part of it, and definitely an interesting story I get to tell.
It sure is. Thanks, Nick. And if you have an interesting recovery you want to submit for coverage on American Towman TV, please visit recoveryroundup.com for details.